All right, so this is going to be lab 9-5, which deals with regression models in Excel. So today we're comparing state sales tax and seeing if it'll have an effect on the amount of stores that Dillard's opens per state. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and I'll open up VMware. Okay, and I've already opened up a new Excel real quick. So we can go ahead and load our data. So we'll go to data, get data from database, from SQL Server. Okay, we'll type in our normal server name. And then our database. And then I'll expand these advanced options here so we can type in our SQL statement. It's not as long. We'll select state, count, stores. Select it from does not include oh. Okay, I think that's and then root by state. Okay, so I believe that is the script. Select state, count store as num stores, from store, where state does not include online. And we're going to group by state. Make sure include relationship columns is checked, and then okay. All right, now we can load. Okay, so now we have our state as well as the number of stores per state. And we have 29 rows loaded, which is what we want. All right, so now we can go ahead and copy in our sales tax rate from Canvas. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, go back to view. Then we're going to format as table. And then we're going to filter out the blanks. So now I have our table here. So now we can create our new columns. State sales tax. And then in D, actually, I think that's it for that. So then we can create our VLOOKUP. We'll do lookup. We're going to look up by state. And then we will select our range here. And then let's make sure we lock it in with our dollar signs. And then 2, false for an exact match, close it up. All right, so now we have our state sales tax. Okay, for this next one, I believe we let's see. We need to add in our data and oh, it's already here. So we've already added it in, so we can just click on it. Or actually, let's make sure we're in the table just in case. So we'll click data analysis, regression, okay. All right. For our Y range, we're going to do column B. Okay. And then for our X range, we are going to do column C. I'm going to include labels here. Confidence level will be 95%. New worksheet. And okay. All right, and so now we have our summary output. Okay. 29 observations, which means we know we did it right because there's 29, not including row 1. So they observed all rows. Okay, so this is our summary output. So now we can analyze this data. So first, we can look at this R-square, or we can look at all of these regression statistics. They're populated here. We can look at the ANOVA statistics as well. And then finally, we have all of these coefficients and then the confidence level analysis, as well as p-value. So based on this, I'm going to go ahead and conclude that the answer is no. State sales tax does not have a significant effect on Dillard stores by state. Just based on the data, it doesn't look like there is any relation at all to those two variables. And the way I came to that conclusion is I looked at the p-value. So as you can see, the p-value is significantly higher than normal, and that suggests that there is an insignificant relationship there. There is no correlation between sales tax and number of Dillard stores. If this was lower, if it was, say, lower than 0.05%, so if it was 0.01, that would suggest that it would be significant and that there would be a correlation. And then furthermore, this R-square, it's very low. It's at about 1%. Typically, I believe that the R-square, the desirable R-square would be higher percentage, more like 70 or 80%, just because that means that this 1% means that none of the regression model can explain that relationship between the two, between sales tax and number of Dillard stores. So again, I can conclude that there is no correlation. State sales tax does not have a significant effect on number of Dillard stores by state. Okay, so I believe that concludes lab 9-5. And that also concludes chapter 9. So I will go ahead and stop sharing. Okay, thank you so much.